we discussed the direct and indirect benefits of the data warehouse, as well as we discussed the uh, different guidelines we have to use when we are selecting the data warehouse vendors. After that, we discussed the different approaches used to develop the data warehouse. That is, one of the approach is the Inamon model, which uses the EWD, that is Enterprise Data Warehouse, and it uses the top-down approach that we discussed. Now, EWD is also creates the data marts. Okay. Now, after that, we already discussed the Kimball model, which is the database which uses the data mart approach, and it follows the bottom up approach. Okay, we already discussed this. Now, after that, today we are discussing about the data warehouse architectures. Okay, now which architecture is used by the data warehouse? That is the one of the architecture here we are explaining, that is the star architecture. Okay, now here we know that we already discussed there are the some warehouse which is ready-madely available, and some organization uses their hosted data warehouse. Okay, so here is an alternative to use the hosted data warehouse, and that is they are using an experienced firm develop and maintain the data warehouse for a company. Now they are using here the star schema is one of the structure they are using to develop the data warehouse architecture. Now to use this type of structure, they are using the dimensional modeling. Now that means through the star structure, they are using here the dimensional modeling. The data warehouse design is based on the concept of dimensional modeling, and the dimensional modeling is actually a retrieval based system that support a high volume query access. Now, retrieval base means whatever that you are able to store into the data warehouse, you are able to retrieve the required data by firing the query. So that's why it is called as an retrieval based system. Okay. So whenever you are using the star architecture, which is actually implemented by using the concept of dimensional modeling. Now this star schema contains that is the data warehouse structure is the star schema is a most important architecture, one of the most important architecture which uses the dimensional modeling approach, and star schema means by which dimensional modeling is implemented. Now here, whenever you are using the star schema, it contains the central fact table and it is surrounded by some dimensional table. Now its architecture means it has the one central table that is we called as an fact table, and that central fact table is surrounded by other tables that is we called as an dimensional table. Now here you mm, now here you are observing the structure is like this. This central table is the fact table and it is surrounded by some dimensional table. Okay. Now here the what is mean by the fact table? Okay, fact table what it consists of, what it contain. So the in fact table there are the it consists of large number of row, and that row corresponds to observe the business or the facts. Now each row consists of the different facts related to the business. Now again it has some the fact table also consists of the attributes which is needed to perform the decision analysis. Now whatever the things we are using here, now the data warehouse is the important component of the decision support system and the business intelligence, and in which when you are using the here the structure like a star schema which consists of the fact table. That fact table consists of the number of rows. Each rows is the observed business or the facts. Now It also consists of the attributes which helps the manager for the decision analysis. It also consists of the descriptive attributes used for the query reporting, and it also consists of the foreign key to link to the dimensional table. Okay. Now we know that there are the central table, that is the fact table. So that fact table is also having the foreign key which is used to link the surrounding table called the dimensional table. Now all of you know the foreign key. What is the foreign key? Yes, anybody is able to tell me about the foreign key? All of you already learned in DBMS, Relational
Yes, ma'am.
Database Management System. Yes,
जो कि है ना,
yes.
मतलब अगर एक टेबल लेते हैं हम,
Hmm.
जो दो अलग टेबल है, बट उनका जो होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसे, डिपार्टमेंट वगैरह जो सेम होगा, तो उसे
Hmm.
फॉरेन की असाइन करते हैं।
Hmm.
Prime key
मतलब
of another table.
Yes, yes.
Prime key of another table.
Primary key of another table. Yes,
हाँ,
this is the right answer. If the one of the attribute is used as an primary key of one table, but that primary key is used as an attribute in the another table, that is be called as an foreign key. Okay, so they are used here. That means in the fact table that is used as an primary key, and that is also available as an attribute in the dimensional table to make a link. Okay, we are here make a link. Here we are referential key we are given, that is through which we are able to communicate with the another table. Clear? So this fact table consists of the different facts related to the business. It also consists of the different attributes which is needed for the decision analysis. Then it consists of the descriptive attributes which is used for query reporting, and it also consists of the foreign key which is helped to link to the dimensional table. Okay, so in other words, we are able to tell that the fact table primarily addresses what the data warehouse support for decision analysis. That means warehouse, what it consists of. The fact table, what consists of to make a proper decision into the data warehouse. एक एक ब्रॉड लैंग्वेज में हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि फैक्ट टेबल वो है जो हमको डिसीजन मेकिंग के लिए जो चाहिए वो उसमें स्टोर होता है. ओके, नाउ आफ्टर दैट just I told that is the star schema having the central table called the fact table, and it is surrounded with the another table called the dimensional table. Now we are discussing here what the dimensional table consists of. Now, the dimensional table contains the classification and aggregation information about the central fact rows. It contains the attribute that describes the data contained within the fact table. Okay, so what it consists of? It contains the classification and aggregation information about the central fact row, and it also consists the attribute that describes the data contained within the fact table. That means whatever the data is into the fact table, that it gives the description of that data into the decision table. Now here, in another word, we are able to that dimensional table gives the information how data to be analyzed. Okay, तो हमको यहाँ fact table क्या देता है? Fact table, what information we need to take the decision and how to analyze the data to take the decision, that information contained into the dimensional table. What we require and how to analyze. Okay, fact table देता है what is the data required for the decision analysis and how to analyze that data which is given into the dimensional table. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the structure. Now here you are observing this is the star schema example of automobile insurance data warehouse. So it consists of, this is you are observing, this is the fact table, and these are the, here the dimension tables are there. Okay. So now we are discussing the point, that is grain of the data warehouse. Now grain, granule part means what? Yes, anybody have the any idea? Now grain means the part. Okay. You know the one, एक म्हण है मराठी में, चितावरून भाताची परीक्षा बोलते हैं ना. Sheet means the one grain, smallest part of the rice. So from that rice, we are getting all the information. Likewise that, here also the grain of data warehouse is a definition of highest level of detail that is supported in the data warehouse. That means this grain actually is nothing but the summarized data. Grain indicates whether the data warehouse is highly summarized or also includes the detailed transaction data. That means the small data will give the more information. Summary, जिसको हम बोलते हैं. High grains means no detail request. Okay, एक छोटा डेटा जो हमको बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन देता है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं grains of the data warehouse. If it is highly summarized, that means it is a good. From that, अगर हमारे पास बहुत डिटेल डेटा होगा और उसके ऊपर हम क्यूरी फायर करते हैं, इट रिक्वायर द मोर टाइम टू गिव द रिजल्ट. ओके, उसको उसमें से डेटा एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा. लेकिन हमारे पास एक समराइज डेटा होगा और अगर हम उस पर क्यूरी फायर करते हैं, so it needs a very small time to extract the result. Okay, so here the high grain means no detail request. Okay, drill down analysis हम किसको बोलते हैं? The process of probing beyond a summarized value to investigate each of the detailed transaction that comprise the summary. We reach this because the grain is high. Drill down process क्या बोलते हैं? देखो, एक स्मॉल वैल्यू मेरे पास है और उसका डिटेल मुझे चाहिए. सपोज मेरे पास डेट नाम का एक एट्रीब्यूट है, तो इस डेट में क्या क्या डिटेल्स हो सकता है? डे, मंथ, ईयर, वीक, ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उसमें होती है. तो उस डेट, इस एक एट्रीब्यूट से मैं बहुत सारा डेटा एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रही हूं. सो दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज एन ड्रिल डाउन प्रोसेस. इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? ड्रिल डाउन प्रोसेसिंग. अब देखो यहाँ पे से कि मैंने एक स्टूडेंट नेम लिया है. सो दैट स्टूडेंट नेम हैविंग द नेम, सरनेम, फादर्स नेम, डेट ऑफ बर्थ having the day, month and year, date, month and year. It also having the information what is the day on that day. Okay, what is the season of that month. Okay, so this is from the DOB, that is date of birth. I am getting the more information. I am able to drill down the process. I am doing the drill down the data. So I am getting the detail information. अब समझ में आ रहा है सभी को? समरी, एक डेट ऑफ बर्थ है. डेट ऑफ बर्थ में क्या क्या छुपा है? डेट है, मंथ है, ईयर है. ओके, तो फ्रॉम दैट डेट ऑफ बर्थ आई एम एबल टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द डेट, आई एम एबल टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द मंथ, आई एम एबल टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द ईयर. ओके, so I'm getting the detailed information and that process is called as a drill down analysis. We reach this because the grain is high. अगर यहाँ पे हाई ग्रेन रहेगा, मतलब एकदम समराइज डेटा हमारे पास रहेगा, उस समरी के थ्रू हम उसको डिटेल में पहुंच सकते हैं. अभी देखो कि अगर आपने बुक देखा है, बुक के चैप्टर के एंड में आपको अगर बहुत ज्यादा टाइम नहीं मिलता है रीडिंग के लिए, तो आप अगर समरी रीड करते हो, फ्रॉम दैट समरी यू विल गेट द मोर इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द चैप्टर. आपको चैप्टर का पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाता है. Sometimes they are mentioned the summary or the abstract. Okay, so from that you will get the more information. और उसके बाद आप यहाँ पे अगर जब बुक आप लेते हो कोई एक नया बुक, तो बुक प्लानिंग वहां पे समरी दी होती है, तो उसमें वो पूरा बुक का प्लान बताते हैं। और अगर आपको मोर इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, दैट मीन्स यू आर ड्रिल डाउन द प्रोसेस। जब आप उसको, आपको एक पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर रीड करना है, तो आप उस चैप्टर में जाते हो, उस चैप्टर के सब पॉइंट्स में जाते हो। दैट इज एक्चुअली द ड्रिल डाउन एनालिसिस। क्लियर टू एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
तो यहाँ पे देखो बोला है कि वी रीच दिस बिकॉज द ग्रेन इज हाई। अगर बहुत समरी रहेगा तो उसको हम हाई ग्रेन बोलेंगे। और समरी मतलब ज्यादा समराइज नहीं है। समरी अगर कम लाइन में है तो ज्यादा समराइज है, और ज्यादा लाइन है मतलब लो ग्रेन इज देयर। मतलब लो ग्रेन मतलब बहुत सारा डेटा डेटा वेयर हाउस में स्टोर है। अगर हाई ग्रेन है मतलब लो डेटा बट मोर इंफॉर्मेशन। समझ में आया क्या आपको? लो ग्रेन मीन्स मोर डेटा बीइंग स्टोर इन द डेटा वेयर हाउस। जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कि हम जो राइस है, राइस को हम कैसा टेस्ट करते हैं, उसका एक ग्रेन पे से हम राइस को टेस्ट करते हैं। तो एक ग्रेन हमको पूरा राइस की इंफॉर्मेशन देता है ना? जब हम कोई सब्जी बनाते हैं तो हम एक छोटा सा उसका एक ड्रॉप को हम टेस्ट करते हैं। सो इट विल गिव द मोर इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट योर होल वेजिटेबल और होल योर रेसिपी। वो हमको पूरा उसका इंफॉर्मेशन देता है। So likewise that here, if here is a one grain is there which gives the more information about the data, and by applying the drill down analysis you will able to extract the more data from the data warehouse. तो high grain हम किसको बोलेंगे? High grain means you comprise the you are more summarize the data. That means the less data into the data warehouse. And low grain means more data being stored into the data warehouse. All of you are clear? Grain of the data warehouse is clear? Or if you have any difficulty, you can ask me. Clear to everyone? Rupali, Jayashri, Dipali, Reshma, Kalpana, Kshitija.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
So please reply. Dipali is there? Kalpana is there? Now, after that, now we are discussing what are the issues regarding the data warehouse implementation. Now, whenever we are implementing, that is implementing a data warehouse is generally a massive effort that must be planned and executed according to the established method. Okay, now we know that obviously it is a massive process. It needs the planning, and according to the planning, we have to establish the methods. Okay, now in the data warehouse, there are very many different facets of project life cycle is there, and the single person is not able to implement it. Okay, now it consists of the different things. So for the different thing require the different expert in each area. जो सो डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स के लिए डिफरेंट एक्सपर्टाइज होते हैं, that expertise is used to develop the entire data warehouse. Okay, now whenever we are developing the data warehouse, we need to consider these 11 major tasks that could be performed in parallel for successful implementation of the data warehouse. So we need to include these 11 major tasks. Now the first one is the implementation of service level agreements and the data refresh requirement. Okay, now the second one is the identification of data sources and their governance policy. We know that we need to develop data warehouse means we need the data, and if we need the data, we are using the different sources. Okay, you are using the different sources, then whenever you are using, that is you need to identify the which source is useful to develop the data warehouse for that organization, and you need to also consider the governance policy. That is, you are collecting the data, but you need to follow the governance rule whenever you are collecting the data. Okay. Now, after that, you need to use the data quality planning. That is, you are collecting the data, but you need the quality data. ऐसा नहीं कि कोई भी सोर्सेस से हम डेटा ले रहा है, जो मिल रहा है वो डाल दो डेटा वेयर हाउस में. नो, वी वांट द क्वालिटी डेटा. That you should plan to collect the quality data. You should identify the different sources by considering the government policies. Then you are deciding the data model design, which model we have to use for data modeling. Then we already discussed the ETL tool selection. That is the which ETL, extraction, transformation and load tool, which tool we have to select for the data warehouse. Then after that, which relational database software and the platform we have to select to develop the data warehouse. That is also we are considering. Then data transport, data conversion, reconciliation process. Then purge and archive planning. Purge and archive planning means the remaining thing all of you understand, that is the data modeling, quality, relational data, which database software we have to select, data transport, how to transport the data, how to data conversion, the data is in different form, the how to convert it into the required form. That then after that, the what is mean by the purge and archive planning. पर्ज मीन्स जो भी डेटा, अभी देखो हम क्या करते हैं, डेटा को क्लीन करते हैं. पर्ज करना मतलब हमारे मोबाइल में बहुत सारा डेटा हो गया तो हम क्या करते हैं कि जो हमको चाहिए वो रखते हैं और जो नहीं चाहिए है हम उसको डिलीट कर देते हैं. तो वैसा ही डेटा वेयर हाउस में जो अनवांटेड डेटा है उसको क्लीन करना, मतलब उसको डिलीट कर देना. ओके, तो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, पर्ज. और अब जब हम इसको डिलीट कर रहे हैं, डिलीट करते समय इट मे हैपन सम इम्पोर्टेंट डेटा मे बी डिलीटेड, तो उसको वापस से रिकवर करना और वापस से डेटा वेयर हाउस में स्टोर करना, इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, आर्चिव प्लानिंग. उसको हम फिर से क्या करते हैं, रिकवर करके डेटा वेयर हाउस में स्टोर करते हैं. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एन आर्चिव प्लानिंग एंड द एंड यूजर सपोर्ट. So these are the 11 major tasks that could be performed parallel for successful implementation of data warehouse. Okay, so these are the 11 tasks parallelly performed during the development of the data warehouse process. Clear to everyone? Any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Now, after that, some best practices for implementing the data warehouse. Okay, so what are the different practices that they are observing by the scientists, that is Baer in 2002. That is, first one is the project must fit with the corporate strategy and the business objective. Whatever you are doing, that it must reach to your goal. So project must fit with corporate strategy and the business objective. It should fulfill your objective. There must be complete buy-in to the project by executive managers and the users. Now it is important to manage user expectation about the completed project. The data warehouse must be built incrementally, build in adaptability. ओके, तो यहाँ पे हमको ये डिफरेंट प्रैक्टिसेस है जिसका हमको फॉलो करना है whenever we are using the data warehouse development. In addition with that, the project must be managed by both IT and the business professionals. Okay, that means it should manage both, who, that is IT and business profession. They should work in cooperation with each other, develop a business supplier relationship. Only load data have been cleaned and are of a quality understood by the organization. ओके मतलब यहाँ पे जो डेटा हमको डेटा वेयर हाउस में लोड करना है वही डेटा को हम क्लीन करेंगे एंड दैट वी आर organize or store into the data warehouse. Do not overlook training requirement and be politically aware. That means whenever you are creating the data warehouse, जैसा हमने बोला है कि we always during the collection of the data from the different data sources, we need to follow the governance policies. Okay. Now these are the some fact that is a failure facts in data warehouse project. Okay. अगर हम एक डेटा वेयर हाउस डेवलप कर रहे हैं हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, सो विच आर द फैक्टर्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू फेल्यूर द डेटा वेयर हाउस. दैट इज कल्चरल इशू being ignored, inappropriate architecture. If you are using the inappropriate architecture for the data warehouse development, then you may lead to the failure of the data warehouse. Then unclear business objectives. If your objectives is not clear to about the development of the data warehouse, then it may lead to the failure. Then some missing information, then unrealistic expectations, low level of data summarization, जैसा अभी हमने यहाँ पे देखा, granules and the data drilling. If low level of data summarization is there, that means the more data is into the data warehouse, and if you are firing the query to load the data, so or the required data, then it may take the too much time to extract the data, and it may one of the reason of the failure of the data warehouse. And obviously the low data quality may also the failure of data warehouse. From the beginning of this chapter, we always here discuss that the data warehouse should have the high quality data, which is only useful for the organization for the analysis to make a good decision for their organization. If you are not maintaining the quality data, you are not able to make a proper analysis and you are not able to take the proper decision. Okay, so these are the some factors which may lead to the failure of the data warehouse. Okay, now issues to consider to build a successful data warehouse. Okay, so which issues you need to consider to make the successful data warehouse? That is starting with the wrong sponsorship chain, then setting expectation that you cannot meet and frustrating executives at the moment of the truth, then engaging in political new behavior, loading the warehouse with information just because it is available. That means you should if the information is available, then load it into the data warehouse. Don't be like this. If the information is useful, then only you load that information into the data warehouse. Okay, so we need to consider these issues while building a successful data warehouse. Okay, again, believing that data warehousing database design is the same as the transactional database design. So data warehouse is not just like a transaction. Don't be consider this as a transactional database design. It is a different from that. Choosing the data warehouse manager who is technology oriented rather than the user oriented. That means whenever you are using the data warehouse manager, it should be technically sound. It should not use the criteria as a user oriented, but it should use the criteria technologically. Okay. Now focusing on the traditional internal record oriented data and ignoring the values of external data and of the text, image, and perhaps the sound and video. We know that we are collecting the data from the different sources, and we already discussed that the data is in different form. Okay, So we have the ETL, that is extraction. Transformation, the process of transformation is it converts the data, different types of data, into the required form which we want to store into the data warehouse. So here we are focusing on the traditional internal record oriented data and ignore the some external data which is in another form. And if we know that if it is important, then the transformation convert it into the required form and then it is stored into the data warehouse. Okay. Then the issue considered to build a successful data warehouse: again, delivering the data with overlapping and confusing definition, then believing promises of performance, capacity, and the scalability, believing that your problems are over when the data warehouse is up and running, and focusing on the ad hoc data mining and periodic reporting instead of alerts. Okay. Now these are the also the issue regarding the successful data warehouse that we have to consider. Then the implementation facts that can be categorized into the three criteria. Whenever you are implementing this, that is it is categorized into the three different categories, that is organizational issue, project issue, and technical issue. Now, user participation in the development of data and access modeling is a critical success factor in the data warehouse development. Now, here you are observing that is user participation in the development of the data and access modeling is a critical success factor. That means if you are considering the user participation in the development, then you may lead to the success factor in the data warehouse, because you are developing the data warehouse which is used by the user only. So its participation is very important. Then massive data warehouse and the scalability, the main issue pertaining to the scalability, that is amount of data in the data warehouse, कितना data warehouse, जैसा हमने अभी ग्रेन्स के बारे में पढ़ा कि हमने अगर डेटा को समराइज किया तो डेटा वेयर हाउस में कम डेटा रहेगा और हमको उसको रिकॉल करना इजीली पॉसिबल होगा. अगर डेटा मोर समराइज नहीं है, इट मे टेक मोर टाइम टू एक्सेस द डेटा. नाउ second, how quickly the warehouse is expected to grow, the number of concurrent users, the complexity of user queries. Okay, आप क्यूरी कितने सिंपल वे से फायर करते हो, उतने वो वे से वो आपको डेटा एक्सेस करके देगा. सो योर क्यूरी शुड नॉट बी मोर complex. Okay. Now the good scalability means that the queries and the other data access function will grow linearly with the size of the data warehouse. Real-time data warehousing is the process of loading and providing the data via data warehouse as they become available. That means the online real-time data. Real-time data मतलब आप जो current data ले रहे हो, जो करंट डेटा उसमें लोड कर रहे हो, you are providing, that is you are loading and providing the data via data warehouse as they become available. RDW is a real time data warehouse and ADW helps making fast and consistent decision. Okay. Now these are the levels of data warehouses. There are the different levels of the data warehouses. Reports what happened, some analysis occurs, provides prediction capabilities, operationalization, then become capable of making events happen, such as creating a sales or making campaigning or identifying the opportunities. These are the different levels of the data warehouse or the evaluations. So this is the real-time data warehouse example they are showing here, that is analyzing, predicting, operational analyzing, and activating. These are the different operations you are able to perform. That means you are able to use the data warehouse for analyzing the data, for predicting the different prediction you are able to this is the predictive models they are given. You are, by analyzing the data, you are able to predict the future scenario of your business. Then operational analyzing and activity making. These are the different examples they are given here. This is also the Teradata Active. We are already discussed the Teradata Active enterprise data warehouse. Here they are showing the one of the example of that. Real-time data warehousing. The need for real-time data warehouse. What is the need? The business often cannot afford to wait a whole day for its operational data to load into the data warehouse for the analysis. So it needs the real-time data. Then providing the incremental real-time data showing every state change and almost analogous pattern to overtime. Then also it maintaining the metadata in Synco is possible. Synco पता है ना, आपके मोबाइल में Synco होता है क्या डेटा? Synchronization.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो वॉट एवर दैट इज द डेटा कहाँ पे स्टोर होता है, सिंको होता है हमारा डेटा
क्लाउड पे.
क्लाउड पे सिंको होता है. सो लाइकवाइज दैट, तो रियल टाइम डेटा है, मतलब डेटा आते चल रहा है और उसको हम वी आर मेंटेनिंग द मेटा डेटा. वी आर नो दैट व्हाट इज मेटा डेटा. डेटा ऑफ डेटा इज द मेटा डेटा. So जैसे ही रियल टाइम डेटा आएगा, so it maintaining the metadata and Synco is possible in the real time data warehouse. Then less costly to develop, maintain and secure one huge data warehouse so that the data are centralized for business intelligence or business analytical tools. Okay, now EAI with real-time data collection can reduce or eliminate the highly batch processes. Okay, so these are the some points they are considering and finding what is the actual need of the real-time data house. Now the data warehouse administrator, कितने बज गए? Okay, last one. Data warehouse administrator. Now this data warehouse administrator and the security issue, that is a person responsible for the administration and manage of a data warehouse, which is we call the data warehouse administrator. Okay, so this much the information we here discuss about the data warehouse, that is its a different architecture, then it's a different approaches, then the different direct and indirect benefits for the administration to use the data warehouse. And we discussed the different architecture like star architecture and all that. I hope everyone is clear about this point. So here we end this chapter. Okay, if you have any doubt you can ask me. I will give you the theory question for this chapter on Monday.